Hello friends, today we are going to discuss here unit number 7 here. Uh, Here we are going to discuss about the planning evaluation of ERP system here. In this system, you will find that there are some points here and some of the points as per the ERP present here, and those are the points must be related here, and those points must be going to here is here. So the effective intent requires using ERP extension. Stages are here. First stage is that is a plain requirement here, and you will find that there is a plain requirement, and you will get here the plain requirement must be there. Business need is characterized along the religious regions in corporate activities and need specialized way here also. In this way, here you will find that there are some points must be here, and those points are here. Second stage is request for proposals here. RFP, that is request for proposal, selecting, fascinating sellers and views there must be. Then there is also some points of the third stage is pre-evaluation screening, and you will find that the pre-evaluation stage will be there, and you will get here the search for advantages ERP package starts when organization decides to actualize the ERP here. Then you will find here the next point is the third one, package evaluation here. In this package evaluation, the goal of the stage of the discover of bundle or that sufficiently adaptable and address affiliation is issued for the manner in the speaking programming that could be changed here. Then next stage is project planning phase. The next stage is gap analysis here. And you will find here gap analysis will be also there. And those points are here must be noted that these plans here gap analysis upgrade different arrangements includes here upgrading, then identifying outside atom, then developing customized procedure and changing the ERP foundation code. The most costly option of the generally used for mission specific establishment also here. And you will find here those points must be there are some points, and those are the points here, and here these points must be taken into account. Then next is regenerating, re-engineering here. These stages includes human variables. Then there is also next stage is that is fifth one configuration. Seventh is implementation of team training, then testing, then going live and end user training. Here the next post implementation, this is the analyzing of fundamental stage when the case execution of the analyzed here. Then the next stage is here ERP implementation methodology. In this methodology, you will find that there are some points must be here, and those points are to be taken into account business process here. Supposedly, here organization inside the out to see the finest about the procedures of their association here. Point number 7.4 here. Then second stage is here in many conditions, winning commercial activities are not legitimately characterized also as no as is. Stream outlines the recording present procedure are accessible here. Then third is ERP's uses could be extraordinary event of the evaluate and improve present commercial forms also. Fourth is be that as it may be frequently. ERP execution is appreciated to the this may prompt little changes hidden business forms also here. And in this way, you will find here also that is the mechanizing existing manual procedure. Sixth is source code customization won't just need modification of programming items additionally require changing information models also. Then there is a 7 point is focus. Beneficial, of course, changes are considered as piece of usage procedures also here. The next point is ERP frameworks are exceedingly configurable and content arrangement of configuration exchange of to meet different subtles. The ninth point is that its event it might be basic to change here also. Then there is also a point here must be taken into account. That the events might be basic to change progressive. Usage of methodology. What is the usage of methodology here? And you have to find out here. There are some 5 6 points here. Selection of execution. Then on the other side of hazard components is considerably higher and asset for the preparing, testing and hand holding are required at the significantly larger amount. Another significant execution technique is stage usage, where the takeoff is done over a period. This technique is less engaged and drawn out of the requires upkeep of the heritage and framework over the time frame. Then fourth point is here, that is the here point is taken into account, must be taken here, that is any case stage is dangerous, gives time to clients associated and the fallback narrows are less model here. Fifth point is a system of execution ought to be framed here imperative constituent of usage of technicals here. Then there are more 3 points here. Sixth is legacy information. Seventh is hardware and programming. And eighth is project structure here. Then next point is that is of data migration. What is data migration here? It is known as the data migration must be information relocation the route towards the moving required volume of the data from existing structure also. Here, mechanical changes in provides and programming updates are data warehousing, data mining wonders make the such dedicate fundamental operation basic also here. There are some points here to reduce the risk, then to lower the operational expenses by certain circumstances, to improve data quality. These are the 3 points must be taken into account here. The next point is point number 7 6 here, that is of here the people organization in the implementation. ERP consultants and vendors must be there. ERP market went into upheaval the real following trends in energies, and there are some increased acquisition and merger activities also taken into account. Fiscally, more grounded ERP merchants began to evolve here to swallow their weaker members. Isolated equity companies likewise began to assume a major part. One was assumed controlled by the Invencies and consequently by SSA Global. SSA Global was later converged into Infor, which was upheld by the expensive private and family organization also. The next point is J.D. Edwards was consolidated PeopleSoft, which in terms of the assumed controlled here and must be taken into account. And these are the points must be taken into here. And those points are here, here are going. Second is diversify ERP market. Because of immersion of upper point, ERP merchants were striving to infiltrate average and deeper market sections also here. The market along with major ERP mechanism begins of building here also. Then the third point is web involvement here. Rising changes of ERP merchants and here too. dangerous improvement also there. Several points important sellers must be. How to start? पुढे घेण्यासाठी काय करायचं? ओके फक्त हेच. अच्छा ओके ओके ठीक आहे. Okay, so here segmentation, diversifying element here must be there, and there is some point must be here, and that is of the diversification of market because of immersion upper point. Market sectors also here. And package evaluation. The next point is third point is here that is of project planning phase, and the next is gap analysis, then re-engineering, then it is also here configuration and implementation of team training, then testing is also there. There is going live here. The usage of group here is likely to then not to be run to the frameworks effectively for quite while. Once the system is live, whole structure is clear, work and cooperation here. And then that is of here end users training, then here post implementation, then ERP implementation methodology. Here there are business process, then there is also some point here usage methodology, then there is also data migration. It is the reinformation relocation of the group towards moving required volume of the data from existing structure to new systems also. This is there are some points here. First point is to reduce risk, then lower operational expense, then third is to improve the data quality, and then people, organization, ERP consultant and vendors are there. Then there is also ERP market went into the upheaval and following frame emerges here. Those are increased acquisition of merger activities. Then second is segment diversification of ERP market, then web enablement and several improved important sellers are there. There is also some oracles here. It is alongside SAP and ERP showcase of expansive and profoundly offer. It suggests that comprehension of the multilingual and multicast arrangement here. It has started to execute the registering framework of the creating and sending here from the first time here. Proper here additionally Zoom control different ERP arrangement suppliers in and amid of 2000. For example, here PeopleSoft and JD Edwards, and then Retek here, JD Edwards and Retek here, that is of retail industry. Then there is of here retail industry arrangement and cyber client relationship administrative programming there. It has taken up venture infusion in light of service oriented architecture here to incorporate the different items, the result of which is definitely anticipated here. Then there is the next point is in four. In four is of the late inception and extended through the various acquisitions and its acquisition of SSA worldwide in amid of 2008-6 year prepared it as a prosecutor uh, precursor as ERP arrangement supplier here. Then there is also SSA worldwide has two number of mercantile offering here BPCS and BAN, and SSA additionally made various different acquisitions also here. Then there is a SSA worldwide too here. SSA also centered here around the structure and purchasing of incorporating finance type of arrangements here. Then there is also some point here that is of Microsoft Dynamics here. It does not process an ERP portfolio began by acquiring a large group of ERP items like Navision, then Experta, then Solomon and Great Plain, etc. Experta is solid assembling and appropriate for the mid advertising advertise. Different items are implied for the little associations here. Then there is also here next point is that is of Microsoft is the brilliant to network of compliance for deal and counseling as well as advancement. Their answers are firmly incorporated with their offering and office outfit also here. Then there is a next point is employees here. Employees here, employees must be taken into here. That is employees ERP training here. We have all read about the benefits of ERP software solutions in business also. However, what we don't seem realize is the importance of ensuring the proper training for all employees for the ERP users here. The second point is that is of simply implementing an ERP solution won't increase the efficiency of your company. It is the combination of ERP solution and knowledge how to properly use of the system there. Then there is third point is employees do not fully understand the ERP system, then efficiency cannot be reached and some may view the investment is wasted here. In this way, the training is also most important here. Here is at the end of the unit here, there is also summary. First is ERP usage life cycle alludes the unmistakable stages associated with the completing ERP implementation venture. Then there is also one, the utilization is done here. The vendor and the contract councils will go to reap the results of the execution. It is important that the structure has widened affirmation. There should be adequate here agents who are set up manage issue of those yields up to time here. The structure must be innovated with the change of the advancement. The past post use of will require a substitute game plan for the parts and the aptitude that those with the less organized kind of system here. There are also some key concepts here. First key concept is that is ERP implementation life cycle. Here in this life cycle, you will find that there are some points must be taken into account here. Business desire, then cloud-based ERP, along with the knowledge of life cycle features. Then it is very achieve this goal, investment of the time and money into finding the best ERP also there. There is also data migration here. And data migration is the process of transferring of data from one system to another while changing the storage. The database or application in the reference to the ETI, that is exact transformation load here, ETL process. Data migration always require the least exact and load steps also here. Then there are some questions also here. Third key concept is given here, that is here the planning, evaluation and selection of ERP system here. In this evaluation and ERP system selection package is an essential criteria for the successful ERP implementation here. Quality of the selection will have a long-term impact on the processes of organization. It is also not easy to switch to another product with economies with commitment, scale of the investment and complexity. There are some questions for you also here. First is that is, what are the problems one may face implementing ERP system? Then second is explain the detail about the ERP life cycle. Then third question, explain here re-engineering, the gap analysis, data migration. Fourth question is implementation. Explain the brief about the following planning, evaluation, and selected ERP system. So in this way, you have to study this each unit with key concept and questions also there. The next unit is here, unit number 8, supply chain software here. You will find that there are, here is the unit number 8 here. The structure here, the introduction, then objectives, maintenance of ERP system influence in the organization. Here point number 8.4 is that is aspect for successful implementation of ERP. There is one key success factor, failure of ERP implementation, and then summary, then key concept. Here in the introduction, you will find that there are some ERP is the company's capacity to adjust, arrange, and incorporate the data streams and business forms also here. Despite the fact that the firm has execute ERP, it needs to adjust and reconfirm and reincorporate its data stream and business forms on it, proceeding with the premise since business cycle and change information monitor. Fruitful ERP usage includes the upgrading business forms as form of unyielding and mass exchange introduction to light-footed, lean and learning-based process. During the business handle changes endures, then first must be here during the here incorporated here. For fruitful ERP usage, you will find that includes upgrading business forms from unyielding the mass exchange of introduction to the highest footed, lean and learning based process also here. During the business handle changes in your first must be consolidated relating, preparing programs, working system and data innovations to bolder here rising framework of ERP implementation. In last 2 years, it has been conceivable to purchase most purported back office commercial applications generally exchange handling framework for such assignment and bookkeeping and assembling or HR of rack and bundle systems items. Bundles to do this gathering of work are to be most part of the allocated ERP framework some of the time. Enterprise frameworks, the most ERP frameworks are immense here, most here, immense here in the view of the asserted qualities and arenas here should play out of the what they coordinate the those undertakings and adaptability they should be needed to play out those assignments and endure with the endlessly changing frequently. Here is the point that is of here, unit objectives are here. Here you will find that unit objectives. How we have to implement the ERP first object. Then second is analyze the aftermath, the ERP implementation. And third is pros and cons of the implementation. Here, maintenance of ERP is the first point here. ERP support displayed. The key definition here in the first place, we offer definitions of customary business and then framework support. We characterize here upkeep of the here conventional business and those points must be here conventional business framework and is comprising in any event upgrade the changes for usefulness the necessities of the framework and adjustment and here the next point is that is of at the point here we have tantamount descriptions for the ERP setting here. We characterize here a support of an ERP framework is comprising the accomplishment. Then it has to be taken into account that must be modification, change made to the code of the ERP itself, either by the user or the vendor here also. The second is in extension here. Extension that changes to made here ERP system exit to. Then next is here custom uh, custom code add once here. Custom code once here that means custom code add once here. Then next is customization. It changes made to ERP fractionally, functionally via internal configuration switches. Then next is the vendor bolt once. Here the hidden worry here was that with the extent of here upkeep of the improvement of required from the customary data framework, if we won't know, not be conceived, which achieve the tentam amount of variations to an ERP, one of the chance that where situation, the lifespan of utilization of an ERP could be extremely bargain here. Then there is also next point is that is of respondent where questions whether they had rolled out improvements with the ERP usefulness since usage also here. Then third point is every day, everybody had the done customization. That means utilizing arrangement of switches here. Everything except one had done expansion. Half of those had done additional items as well as jogged one and potentially connecting the heritage code. 33% of the aggregate had utilized the merchant provided and dilated here to assemble as agreements here. Then 66% of the responders had altered perform changes to ERP code itself to a date done by the clients and framework to degree for the client modification by the seller's ERP also here. Then there is a point here to next is we then requested to the that the respondent contrast of the simplicity ERP changes would practically identical changes to customers assembled data framework. 33% of the responsible respondents picked out not to show sentiments on the stuff that is likely organizing from the client group of the rather than the customary that is IS foundation here. The next point is point number 83 here, ERP system influence in the organization. With the expedient making of tries and the essential for overseeing the system and assets here. It has to be, it has wound up the is benefit of having ERP are different. It to like to in each measure you are ready while overhaul the possibility of use fundamental of ERP structure is that they are accessible of the data, helping relationship with the data, and reliably to settle the on choice of the right prognostics with the respect to the alliance also here. The next point is that is of here, it is essential to show the ERP framework are the talented device as the to preparing and organizing money for related information. It overhauls the progress also. It overhauls the progress also of the business advancement in the short and entire arrangement here. The next point is the member of association module. You can perform indispensable basic organization, then watching out for the general exercise and having agreeable correspondence with the analysis also here. The next point is that is of HR here. HR module helps you to settle on choices and streamline the affiliation understanding the concerning operators here. With this vast majority of this one, that is vast majority of this, it seems an ERP framework gets unmistakable here preference conditions also here. Then next point is that is of other basic idea of the utilization of ERP is some speculations here make significant variations in your cooperation. Regardless and basic things to recall, basic thing to recall is that is each vendor is able to recognize the advantages of ERP system. Despite the way that for here is also that for the uh, principal development of the may vary. Well seem like here hypothesis also here. The focal points without the doubt are really more noteworthy than the cost and the critical to place assets into ERP software or structure also here. Now, next point is that is here the success factors of ERP implementation here. With a specific end goal to keep your ERP arrangement working at the giving the business a favorable circumstances also here. You are paying for, you need an arrangement for the upkeep of, or you change having your ERP framework in the end wind up of the noticeable old also. Without the upkeep of the plane and the profiles proficiency of your framework with the decay and its life expectations will be abbreviated. Nothing withstand. No Notwithstanding, this sort of upkeep is not much so space piece as it making a sense of the how organizing and utilize the ERP arrangement and making sense of the approach here, upgrade the execution for your organization also here. Here the next point is stay up to date here. Obviously, one of the essential segment of ERP support is stay update with the redesign from your seller here. Not exclusively do the updates of the content critical bug fixes, the increment your security, thereby shield your answer from the getting the stale since many redesigns enhance and usefulness of your answers and include the highlights also here. This is one of the way you can guarantee that your ERP arrangements keeps and addressing your organization need also here. You might feel that is a few updates are of the vital for your organization. However, many should be done in successively. Then there is also one of OWF here. one of chance that is you fall too a long ways behind on the updates here and might be taken too hard to get up speed also here. The next point is change business operations here. Your business is continuously changing as per your needs, and in the event that if you do not have consistent upkeeps and support, your ERP arrangement is probably going to end up plainly static here. The most extended that the goes here, the most extended that the goes here, the less it will satisfy your prerequisites also here. You may have included new customers, new administrations, or new innovations, all of which can be affect how you run your association also. Then there is one of the chances that is your ERP arrangement here also. Then there are some points here training. Then training remember that the individual are essential part of in achievement. Yes, you had uh, made them prepared which you introduced the framework. Yet do they remake remember that all they are learned preparing can be helped utilize the framework all those productively find out the about the framework of those functionally here and dispose in for unfortunate here propensities and obstacles here also that you are here most likewise new present here then there is also improving here the next point is here improving the system here you will have to take advantage of the experimentation of framework as the workers get accustomed to it. They will utilize it diversely following they do they recently prepared here. Approach to your representatives and recommendations also here. Then there is a bona fide ERP structure joins both inside outer data and system utilizes relationship solidarity here. The ERP procedure use a blueprint that is of PC premises here also. Then no under any conditions here, like point outline, really used by the people to run a mix estimating here also. Then next year, you will find it here factors of ERP system here. There are some factors here, and those factors are key benefits here. The scalability of ERP structure is effort outside here also. Then there is a improved detailing, an extraordinary piece of the inefficiency of operational work starts from uncalled for repairing, reporting. Then data quality here. Eliminated manual cost of otherwise normal framework here. The next point is lower cost of operations. ERP structure shows the genuine upgradeness of regulating of the suspensions and the consequence of degree which is a basic to shopping here. From preferred standpoint of using not too bad ERP structure is upgraded here. A customer relationship in the view of better business shapes also here. Then business analysis, having sounding of data improve empowers association to use vitally here, segment here, also examination mechanical also here. Then there is also next point is that is of here improve data access, then better supply, then there are some points here. Its management commit, project start, project team, project closure, customization, and budgets here. These are the key factors here for the success of the ERP system. Here, project starts from the startup is the one of the point here. Second is management commitment. Here it is also influence upon association functions, the in invigorating business for project shape here. Here design ERP so there are propositions of here. Then point is project team here. And the team should be demonstrative. Then